Hello, Pathfinders. My name is Misty, and today I want to learn about agriculture, which is my favorite topic in the world because from agriculture we get a lot of plants and fruits like lychees and apples and plums, which are my favorite. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about agriculture today. So, is there anyone who knows what agriculture is? Anyone to tell me what agriculture is? Did someone say planting plants? Okay, yes, that's agriculture. So agriculture is the process of growing plants, crops, and raising animals for food, either human needs or economic gain. That is what we call agriculture. And do you guys know who was the first farmer in the world? The first farmer in the world. The name starts with an A, followed by a D. Exactly, it was Adam. So Adam was put in charge by God to take care of the Garden of Eden together with his wife. It was taking care of the animals and all the plants in the garden. Now, whenever we're doing agriculture, you should know that we don't plant our plants anywhere or in the air or on the tiles or on the floor, but we plant our plants on in the soil. Are we together? Yes, we plant our plants in the soil. However, the soil have different components which include solid, liquid, gas, organic matter, minerals, among other things. And the soil is very important for agriculture. For us to have our plants, we need to have the soil together, boys and girls. Yes. And by the way, we have different types of soil, which are clay, loam, and sand. But loam is the most suitable soil for agriculture. Yes, you need to take note of that. Loam is the most suitable soil for agriculture. And you also need to know that, guys, whenever we are planting our plants, at times we come across weeds which just grow up in our gardens without us, planting them, but they just, pop up from nowhere. So we have different types of weeds, such as the dandelion. Yeah, I'm sure someone is saying the dandelion, it's a nice flower. Yes, it can be a nice flower, but it's also a weed. We have weeds like the couch grass, we have the hairy bittercress, we have the dog leaves, among other weeds that we can see. And we also have what we call common pests and diseases. So pests, those are the small things which affect our plants. We have what we call the pests and diseases, such as the earworms, such as the cucumber mosaic, the peach potato, the potato leaf curl, among many other pests and diseases that affect our plants. And we also have what we call the farmer's best friend. Farmer's best friend, can anyone guess what's that? The word starts with an ear. Yes, earthworms, you're correct. So the earthworms, they improve the soil, therefore they are the farmer's best friend. And we need to know that, boys and girls, whenever we're doing our agriculture, we need to take note of the weather. Weather is very important because weather can affect our plants. Weather is very important, and weather forecast can help the farmer make decisions such as planting and harvesting. So weather is very, very, very important. However, weather can have negative effects on our plants. Weather can have negative effects on our plants. By weather, I mean rainfall, temperature, wind, snow, frost, among all the other stuff. So let's talk about rainfall. So rain is good, confirm? Yes. Rain is good for our plants. However, if we have a lot of rain, which is what we call flooding, it enhances the possibility of diseases and triggers nitrogen loss in our crops. Therefore, we want to have healthy crops, and that will be good for us as farmers. And maybe talking about temperature. Temperature is good, but you should know that drier soils will reduce growth of crops, cause soil compaction or cracking. So drier soils are not good for our plants. Whenever you plant your plants in your garden, always make sure that the soil is moist. So together, avoid drier soils. And we also have what you call the wind. The wind can tear our crops out of the ground or pound them flat or dry out wet plants. It can move soil, it can cause soil erosion, as well as disperse our seeds. So if you know that tomorrow is going to be windy, maybe you're planning to go to your garden, that won't be the great day for you to plant your plants, because you may be very disappointed because the wind can tear your plants or it can disperse your seed, and then you will be so disappointed. Yes. And then we're talking about snow or frost. Cold weather, particularly frost, it causes the water in plant cells to freeze, damaging the cell walls, which is not good for our plants. And when we're doing our agriculture, we also have what we call soil erosion. Do you know what that is? Soil erosion. Ever heard about it? Yes, I've also heard about soil erosion. So it is the natural process where the elements like wind, water, ice, etc. cause the displacement of the upper soil, of the upper layer of the soil together. That's what we call soil erosion. So over time, if it is not rectified, this can lead to reduced crops or even crop failure. So soil erosion is not nice. It can cause the soil structure to change and can lead to lack of nutrients in the soil, which will lead us to have poor crops, and then that will be very bad for us. All right, so how then do we reduce soil erosion? For us to have our healthy plants or nice plants, how then do we reduce soil erosion? We reduce soil erosion by improving the soil structure and by adding organic matter to the soil structure. That's how we can reduce our soil erosion. We can also do what we call crop rotation, which is the high residue crops protect the top layer of the soil. So crop rotation is very good. Crop rotation is the time of planting where maybe you plant beans this year, next year you plant something else in your garden, the following year you change the crop. That's what we call crop rotation, and it's very important for the soil. We can also do what we call contour farming. Contour farming, this is planting in row patterns that run level around a hill, and this will help us to reduce soil erosion because the water will not be running downhill, but then it will be captured by the soil because we have planted our crops in row patterns that run level around a hill. We also have what you call grass waterways. By planting grass in areas of concentrated water flow, that's how we can reduce soil erosion. All right, so I want us to take note of this fact. It's a fact because it's proven. Yes. So it says that there's been increased coastal erosion and flooding in Northern Ireland, which could lead to more landslides. Can you see that soil erosion is very bad? Yes, it's very bad, and it can be very dangerous. All right. So whenever we're doing our agriculture, we have what we call plowing or plowing. Yes, it's plowing. Yes, we have what we call plowing. So the primary purpose of plowing is to turn over the upper layer of the soil, bringing fresh nutrients to the surface, while burying weeds and the remains of previous crops, allowing them to break down. It also aerates the soil and allows it to hold moisture better. That's what we call plowing. We also have what we call harrowing. Yes, Harrowing, harrowing. So what is harrowing? It's a process of removing dead thatch vegetation, leveling up, and to aerate the soil. The process helps the soil to breathe and improve water infiltration within the soil. So harrowing is very important for our plants. It protects the soil surface from rapid drying. So harrowing is very important. We also have what we call disking, and disking follows the rough finish left by plowing operations. The purpose of this is generally to break up clods and lumps of soil, and so that's the purpose of disking, to provide a finer finish, a good tilth or soil structure that is suitable for seeding and planting operations. That's what we call disking. We also have what we call cultivating. What is to cultivate? The principle of cultivation is turning the soil to provide an ideal environment for seeds to germinate. So for seeds to grow, they need to germinate first, and they develop into some plants, they become big plants, and then we can have our fruits and all the other plants that we want to have. So cultivation is very important. The process also aerates and loosens the soil after the crop has begun to grow. Then we also have what we call draining. Draining is also a process that we do during agriculture. It's called draining. So this is the artificial removal of water from the land. If your land has a lot of water, you can just drain the water from the land so that your plants can grow well, and then you can have healthy crops and healthy plants. Then we have what we call irrigation. So irrigation is the artificial application of water to the soil for assisting in growing plants. That's what we call irrigation. In crop production, it is mainly used in dry areas and in periods of rainfall shortfalls, but also to protect plants against frost. That's the use of irrigation. Then after planting all our plants, and then they grow, and then watering them and everything else, we get to a point where we call harvesting. Does anyone know what harvesting is? Okay, harvesting is the purpose of harvesting is to collect the ripe crops grown in a field when it reaches a maturity level. So when our plants are ready and our plants are okay to be removed from the fields, we do what we call harvesting. Then we can have our plants and our crops. So we can harvest a lot of stuff, we can harvest from our fields. All right, we also have what we call genetically modified foods. Genetically modified foods. So organisms like plants and animals' genetic, that is the DNA makeup, has been altered in a way that does not happen naturally. USA is the largest producer of GMO, which was the first to be genetically modified. Some countries in Europe banned GMO cultivation some time back. All right, boys and girls, we've been learning about agriculture so far, but we cannot just learn and learn and learn without me giving you your homework. So I'm going to give you guys some homework that you're going to do, and then yes, I'm going to give you guys some homework. So your first homework is that you're supposed to name and identify 10 common birds of your locality and state their value to the farmer. All right, I'll read the one again. Name and identify 10 common birds of your locality and state their value to the farmer. That's your first homework, boys and girls. That's your first homework. You are also supposed to plant and harvest at least 4 different crops, because I want you guys to have a feel of what agriculture feels like, a feel of how agriculture is done, and it's fun, trust me, so you guys have to do this. Make sure you plant and harvest at least 4 different crops. That will be good for you. So boys and girls, remember that you're supposed to write the homework. I have another fact here which I want to tell you. So it goes like, rabbits don't like mint. Did you know that? I know mint is very nice and most of us like mint, but rabbits don't like mint. If you plant a mint next to your crops, they won't go near it or eat it. So if you live in an area where there's where there are rabbits which come to your field and they eat your stuff, you can actually plant mint close to your plants. Then you know that you're safe from rabbits. That's a great trick, right? I know, it's a very good one. So yeah, guys, you need to remember that. And the other homework, I know, right? I'm going to give you a lot of homework, guys, so that you guys can know more about agriculture. So the other homework is supposed to do, guys, you're supposed to watch a video or visit the website of your local farm and write a report on what they do and what you learned. I will say that again so that somebody can grasp it. I say that watch a video or visit a website of your local farm and write a report on what they do and what you have learned. So then you're going to go to this farm. You're supposed to learn what they do at the farm, and then you write a report on what you have learned. I have other facts, guys, that I want to tell you today so that you guys can know a lot about agriculture. So did you know that 72 institutions in the UK are offering agriculture courses? Yes, because agriculture is very important and it's fun and yeah, it's nice. And China has 7% of the arable land, and with that, they feed 22% of the world's population. Someone's like, huh? Is that for real? Yes, it's for real. China has 7% of the arable land, and with that, they feed 22% of the world's population. Then Ukraine has the richest soil on earth. Ukraine has the richest soil on earth. Statistics estimated that food planted on Ukraine's soil could feed the whole Europe. Can you imagine the whole Europe? Yes, just from Ukraine. The United States has the best climate for agriculture. Yes, the United States has the best climate for agriculture. So boys and girls, I hope you guys enjoyed our agriculture honor, and you guys are going to plant your own plants. You're going to have fun whilst you're harvesting your plant. Maybe you send me pictures and then maybe I can see them. But yeah, guys, I just hope you're going to enjoy your planting and you're just going to have a great time. So from me, Miss T, goodbye, bye, bye.